Hello, my little Instagrammies, my little Grammys of the Insta. I am gonna do this. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't hopped on here in a while. I did a reading, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do a reading. Doesn't really have a topic. Doesn't really have a basis. Is this a reading? You know, for the collective that watches. It doesn't. It's gonna be a beautiful time. It's gonna be amazing. Get your drink. If you're at work, this will be great to watch later, after, whatever. Let's see. I always like to start out with In the Shadows and the Hidden Truth. Not always, so I shouldn't say it, but here we are. So y'all shadows and In the Truth. Because I want to know what's going on. I want to get a little bit more information, see what's happening. Alright, let's take a gander. Take a peek. Well, wouldn't be Mercury in shadow period and still Venus in retrograde if we didn't get this card, now would it? Anything else there for In the Shadows? Else for In the Shadows, In the Shadows, In the Shadows, In the Shadows. If you don't know what the In the Shadows is, it is your intuition. It is things that you need to shine a light upon, heal from. It could be your triggers. It can be things that you've forgotten about. It can be past memories. It can be past lives. It's in the shadows. It's things that are in the depths that, again, lead a little bit more light, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more transparency. Sometimes I like to say, it needs a word for it. It needs a sentence or something for it. Because sometimes, like, what am I feeling? What's going on? And, like, you understanding, like, I'm going through something, or I'm experiencing something, or I'm thinking about something, or my dreams, my actions, why do I do this? Whatever it is, you're recognizing it, but maybe you don't have an understanding or a clear spot or a point of what it is. That's what the shadow is, right? So diving into that gets you a better understanding of yourself, how you operate, what you think, and things of that sort, and allows you a lot more capacity, control over reactions, not your emotions, so to say, but your reactions when you are feeling emotions, which leads to emotional intelligence and things of that sort. So that is In the Shadows. Okay, so in the shadows we have, I wish you would come back. So this is that longing feeling of missing something, missing someone, missing an experience, missing a time point. And they are just mulling over those speed bumps. Okay, big wheels. So I wish you can come back. It's that yearning, that longing feeling. I always think of it as like the Three of Swords, where it's like this longing, this missing feeling, this hurt feeling of like wanting something in your heart, not feeling like it's fully, like it cracked a little bit, like it's just like, what's going on? I'm missing something, right? And then we have I've been here before with others. So it could be an instance of you always having like this longing feeling of, whether they're in your life or not, it's always missing someone, wanting to be around them, wanting to feel them, and or having an experience of them not being around you anymore, and still wanting them to, or ending this way, or and not going and say, like, I've been here before with others, like I've been at this spot. And that also lets us know, if you in the shadows, if you've been here before with others and you're the common denominator and these people aren't, unless you're dealing with the same exact person, but you're not, the card is saying. So it means that, again, taking that shadow look inside of yourself, like, why have I been here before with others? Why am I always going through this cycle? Why am I the common denominator in these situations or in these strifes, whatever it is? Why am I always being left, or this, whatever it is? It's a means of taking a look inside of self, like, I've been here before. I don't know if they have. I have, right? So you wish somebody would come back, and that could also be why you're wishing them to come back. It's because you've been here before and you don't want to experience, like, why am I here again? I don't have this person in my life. We're not together anymore, whatever it is. Why does this keep happening to me? Why does this keep going on? And it's a means of, you are the only person in this story that has been quite consistent. So take a look into that, because that can also be why you want people to come back when it can necessarily not be good for you, and that's why you're repeating the cycle. So the spirit can be like, hey, you got it now? Okay, good. All right. I wondered how far this would go. This is a means of, again, understanding of exactly what was going on, exactly what was happening, exactly how you were operating, because you've been here before. You've seen the patterns, you've seen the signs, and you also tried maybe to operate in a different way, or like, I'm not doing this again. And then we operated in the same way. But whatever it is, you wondered how far it would go because you felt it, you understood it, you were like recognizing it, and it was a means of like, damn. But unless you change the common denominator in the situation, the problem is going to stay the same. When you are the solution, you have to recognize that you can also be the problem. Okay? So you're wondering how far something would go, even though you recognize something was amiss. Clear that shit out. We have I know more than you think. Again, it's that understanding. I always say, like, with accountability, it's great that you understand where you fucked up, but now what are you going to do to make sure that you're either able to fix it with this person, that you aren't going around here just fucking up again, even though you know that this is how you fuck up, or things of that sort, whatever. It's a means of understanding. But if you don't understand what it is, even though you know more than you think, you know more than the person thinks, like, I don't get what you know a little bit more. You need to dive deeper into whatever this is. You need to get a little more understanding into what this is, which kind of leads back to the reading I did for the weekend, which is in regards to healing. So take that into account, and recognize, like, hey, if I know more than this person thinks that I know, because again, if you're the common denominator, this can be an experience that they never had before. Use that information. Become wise, okay? Become wise with it and understand it. That's it. Because right now you're not utilizing the information that you have to not continuously go through bullshit. It's like you're being held back. Okay? We have this is a different situation. Completely different. We have I love myself enough to walk away. So in this situation, again, completely different than the top one. This one is I love myself enough to walk away. This is the understanding that you recognize something that it was just like I love myself too much to put myself through this, to put my body through this, my mind. Like I don't want to experience this. I don't want to go through this, whether it's again or for the first time. It was just like, I love myself enough to walk away because I care about myself not to be in this situation or this environment, because then it can turn bad for you as well as it's already turning bad for me. So I love myself enough to walk away. Okay? I am going to need clarification on this. Can I get clarification on... got you. So the next one that we have is I was careless with you. I asked for clarification because it was a little confusing with the cards that are coming after. And it was I fantasize about you. So this means maybe the fantasy, the fantasy was not equating the reality of the situation. And that's also why you have to love yourself enough to leave, to walk away, because it was realization that I was careless with somebody because I was fantasizing about the potential of what I wanted them to be, or what I saw them as, even though it wasn't really there, or you're feeding into something and it was really infatuation or lust, or it was like, no, I'm putting my own projections or whatever it was. You were careless with this person, because how can you truly care about somebody if you truly don't know them? And how can you truly know them if you're not living in reality, and you weren't when you were fantasizing about somebody and the actual interactions and what was going on? So you finally was like, let me snap out of this. This is not real. I love myself enough to leave because it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth the time. So I have to release that and I have to let that go because it just, no. Then we have I want to tell you so much. Just because it was a fantasy doesn't mean the relationship was bad altogether. It just means that you weren't right. You were trying to feed into something and make it more than it was. So you want to tell this person so much because the relationship was pretty good, right? It wasn't anything bad. It was just realization that you were giving more fantasy into the relationship than reality, even though reality was still good. It was still something great, right? In a sense. I am going to need, can I get a clarification on the last card, please? Okay. It was pretty good. Okay. So you want to tell them so much. It's not like a bad thing. It's just you want to tell them so much. You want to share information. You want to communicate. You want to let them know what was going on in that relationship, why you were feeling that way. Um, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't completely bad. It just, the reality wasn't feeding up into the fantasy. And I wasn't saying it was perfect, because obviously it wasn't perfect if you have to fantasize about something that's in front of you. But yeah. So you want to tell this person so much. You want to communicate. You want to let them know. You kind of just want to be like, but you love yourself enough to walk away. You want to tell them why you decided to walk away. I was a little confused because the last one I got is I forgive you, which is, no, sorry, not I forgive you. Was I'm waiting for an apology. And the card that we got was, yes, it is too late and I forgive you. So it's in the means of something happening, which could be of why you snapped out of it. And why you're like, hold on. No. I love myself. No. I can't even spin this in my head. That I can't even spin. That I'm not even that delusional about. Like that, no. So in the means of like you're still waiting on an apology for this person. You do forgive this person. You are releasing them, which is why you love yourself. But you're just like, I'm just waiting on an apology because that was just what the fuck. But even though, and that means you're waiting, you're recognizing that it is too late. Like either way, I'm going to heal. Either way, I'm going to focus on me. And that's what's going to happen. Why did I do that, Spirit? I'm so sorry. Let me put that back. But it's in a means of recognizing that, okay? And taking that in. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get the hidden truth. There we go. Sorry, this scooped up the cards, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Let me do that. All right. Let's go ahead and get the hidden truth for the top, which is about the common denominator situation of recognizing that there is a little bit more healing in the part that you play in relationships and how you come about relationships and interact with them. And that can just be in a sense of where you view yourself. You are healing what you know about yourself, what you understand, what you need to work on, and things of that sort. Okay? So, let's go ahead and tap into what is the hidden truth for the common denominator. Every time I do a reading, I have a name for y'all. Every time. Every time. It's given that you have some daddy or mommy issues, like some childhood issues that you deal with, which is why you deal with these people consistently, because I know I was a distraction from your pain, right? So it's in a means of maybe you are attracted to people that you recognize don't actually truly want to get to know you, because then that means that you don't really have to open up. You don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to express up, which is why you're like, oh, I wonder how far this would go, right? And it means of like, I wonder how long this will last with me not truly being there, because I know that I'm not even who they want. I'm just a replacement. I'm just a stand holder, whatever it is. And it's in a means of, as long as they want me and need me in this moment in time, no matter what it is, I'll accept that. I'll take that, because you have this longing feeling for that connection, for wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be felt, and that can deal with not being heard when you were younger, not being able to express yourself truly how you wanted to, living up to other people's standards and things of that sort. It's like, that's fine. I can do that for how long it lasts, but it was a means of understanding that the hidden truth and what you're trying to hide from yourself and the reality of what is actually going on is, you know that you're a distraction from this person's pain. And that is the common denominator, is you finding people that don't really want you, but they just want you around. And then you have to look at yourself, well, why do I want people that just want me around but don't really want me? And why am I okay with not truly being myself around these people, and just being okay with them accepting me on the basis level without us actually getting deep? Okay? So to be a distraction from someone's pain is them not actually healing, dealing with things, and that can lead to an array of issues if they're not actually healing and dealing with it, because neither are you. Okay? We have, I love you unconditionally. You don't. You do not. You just love the idea of someone wanting you and needing you around. You don't love somebody unconditionally. You love the energy that you feel when you're able to exchange somebody wanting you and you're able to give it back, right? You're enjoying that. You're enjoying this connection. It's like, I like people being around me. Just, it's this wanting feeling. This is unconditional. What you're giving to others is unconditional, and right now you need to give that to yourself. I love you unconditionally. You do. You shouldn't, but you do love people unconditionally because you are. I feel like if I don't have any conditions on my love, they'll stay around. They'll be here. I'll be able to heal them from their pain, maybe, which is why you also see how far things can go, see how long you can put yourself out there and pulling yourself apart. How you can't love somebody into loving you. Can't love somebody into liking you, being there for you, truly caring about you. It doesn't work that way, okay? We have, I can't stop thinking about you, I want you. Again, it's this yearning. I wish you would come back. I know more than you think, like it's this understanding, and it's this means of, again, if you're not going to take the proper precautions, the proper steps to deal with the common denominator, which is yourself, you need to start wanting yourself. You need to start hearing yourself. You need to start being there for yourself the same way you want to be there for other people. The same way you want other people to be around you and in your presence. That's what your inner child is. Your inner child is acting out in a way with the outside people and things of that sort. It's because your adult self is acting out in that way. And it's your inner child really saying, this is what we want, but you're feeding it by giving it to other people. And now they're getting nourished and fat and all this and stuff. And you're wondering why you still feel empty, why you still feel lost, why you still like, I don't have love, I don't feel like true people connection, things of that sort. It's because you can't stop thinking about an outside force of yourself, an outside person, an outside thing, whatever it is, and you need to come inside, okay? This unconditional love needs to come with conditions, especially in regards of you knowing things about people and you going after those people of them not actually wanting you, okay? We need to let each other go, and you don't know how hard it was to let you go. So again, it's this leaving this physical attachment, but this actual connection attachment. This also leads to the weekend reading as well. This actual like here, right? It's because you are creating, you're giving that your power, you're giving that your energy, you're giving that your essence, your time, your focus, your drive. And it's a realization, you know how hard it was to even let you go physically, because I'm a person that'll stay around as long as I feel like you need me, or as long as I feel like you want me, even though a lot of things are showing me that, because you are in pain. And the more you don't do what you're playing, the more you start bleeding out on me, but I'll take it because I just want to be needed. I just want to be here. I want to be seen. I knew I added it in there. Okay. All right. So, time to deal with yourself. It's time to really take a look at yourself. And not in a way with ego of protection, but in a way of ego of like, okay, advancement. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get the truth for the fantasizer. I come up with names where I'm like, oh, number 42, number 52, but since I didn't do Proverbs, I have to come up with a different name. So what do we have for the fantasizer, for the hidden truth? Anything else for the fantasizer, Spirit? Anything else before I wrap it up and close it out? Alrighty. Go. Okay. So, the first that we have for the bottom, which is about loving yourself enough to walk away, because you recognize that after a certain situation that you want an apology for, you've forgiven a person for, it may be too late, that you were living in a fantasy, not a reality, and you're recognizing that not only were you being careless with this person, but this person possibly was being careless with you as well. And you want to tell them that, and you want to tell them other things that's going on with your life, because the basis of the reality of the relationship could still be mended and fixed and actually develop into something that is long-standing. After this realization from the both of you that it was just a current situation based off of fantasy and um, false-centered reality. We have, I wonder if you are happy without me, which makes sense because you did walk away, you did leave. So sometimes that feeling of like, I wonder with me leaving them, are they okay? Are they like healing? Are they like good? Are they having a good time? I hope they're still loving life, things like this, whatever it is, right? I wonder if you are happy without me. It also means wondering if you're happy without them. I wonder if they're happy without you because of sometimes you were careless with them, right? And or you were sometimes living in a fantasy. So this means of like, I hope that they're adjusting well with that information, whether they known or unknown, because you don't know what somebody knows or don't know. But you're just wondering if they're happy. You just, again, it wasn't any malicious intent in the relationship. It was just a lot of fantasy mixed reality. Okay, we have a hide behind material things. Okay, thank you. There we go. I hide behind material things. My life is not as together as it seems, which could also be why you have a thing with living in fantasy, because it's a means of hiding behind things that you sometimes truly don't want to deal with. And when reality hits, it's like, that's what it was. So it's in a means of what you are having to do is recognize that, am I living in a fantasy that I can't cultivate? And so I'm putting it so far out of my reach that when I do hit reality, I want to hide behind the disappointment that I have, the shame that I have, the bitterness, whatever it is. What are you hiding behind? Because if your life is not as together as it seems, why are you seemingly making it that way? Why are you wondering if it is that way? Why are you what is going on? So it means that if you are hiding behind something, that means once you remove that, you will have to deal with that. It is not a fantasy. Material things come and go. And we want to make sure that you are not living in a life that once reality starts hitting, you don't know how to deal with it. You know how to adjust. It's great to fantasize, right? That is the Seven of Cups. It's great to fantasize. It's great to daydream because that's where the creativity comes from. It's your intuition. That's where you lead yourself, your passion, your drive, things of that sort. It is great. But when you lose logic, when you lose focus, planning, reality, that sense of what is actually here, the truth, the actual plan out, you start hiding behind things because I don't want to deal with that, and then you start not wanting to deal with anything, and now you're in this world that isn't real, and you can't actually deal with things when it actually comes time to it, right? And so versus with this relationship, people could have been careless, living into a fantasy of each other, and there was a realization of that, and then you walking away. But if you're recognizing that you love yourself enough to walk away, don't hide behind things and make it seem like, oh, it's better off without them. This because this, now I got this. Deal with that. Because in a means of a way, you're also hiding behind this person. Hiding behind the fantasy, making it seem like something it really wasn't. So don't do that with your life either. If you love yourself enough to walk away, start walking towards better planning, better mindsets, better goals, balance of fantasy and reality. Okay? So, yeah. We have, I wish things could be different. You don't know how hard it was to let you go, right? So like you said, you already forgave this person, and maybe it's too late to deal with this person, or for the apology, or just it's just too late altogether. Just it is what it is because of where you're going, what you're thinking, how you're feeling. It was just not a lot of release on this one. It was just recognizing that this person will never know. It was quite hard because you were really holding on to that fantasy, and with this moment of that snap back into reality, you wish things could be different. In some ways, you wish it was like, okay, I wish things could be different in the way that I operated, that when I was snapped back into reality, that I was able to communicate better or express or recognize and or apologize to myself as well and do what needs to be done. So you don't know how hard it was to let you go because yes, I did love myself enough to leave, but I also didn't, I want to say, care enough to communicate why I was leaving, what was going on, what was happening. And that also could be why you wish things could be different. Because maybe if you would have went that way, it would have been different. But coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you didn't. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you didn't. It was hard to let somebody go. It's great, right? But that's also why you forgave them, because you're recognizing the part that you played. So you have some great awareness of self. It's a means of just applying that to not making it It's like an almighty nature, like you're knowing better, all better. It's like this pompous type of behavior. It's like you don't hide behind things, and then shit's really falling apart, because when it starts to crumble and it slaps you in the face, so is everybody else. Because none of the dark comes to the light. And what you're hiding behind will soon crumble as well, because it's material, and you're still there. Okay? I replay our conversations over and over. The timing just wasn't right for us, which can also lead to, yes, it was too late. That's also why you forgive the person, and that's also why you're replaying the conversations and recognizing I was also careless with you. That was not reality. I don't know what was happening. So it's again, and this means of you snapping back into focus in a sense and realizing, okay, yeah, so take that in and recognize, like, I don't need to hide behind things. I don't need to hide behind potential of people that I feel like I see, or this fantasy that I'm placing on them from projection, or whatever it is. I don't need to hide behind material things, my house, my car, my shoes, my jewelry, my clothes, my plants, my extra, whatever it is. You're hiding behind something because you need to deal with it. And that can also be, not also, you need to do that because that will also lead to you, again, possibly being careless in somebody, because you can feed so into reality, into fantasy, and you lose reality. Okay? We want fantasy in relationship because that's where you get spontaneousness from. That's where you get interested in them from. That's where you like the fun comes, the excitement, that fantasy, like, why not? That's where the communication, those intriguing conversations, the in-depthness. The reality is also where you're rooted into how the person's boundaries are, right? How they communicate. Scheduling things, that's blend it all together, not what I've seen in a movie, but truth. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, let's see what else. Let's take a look inside my cookbook. I don't think I'm gonna last much longer. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up after this and just get some final messages. See what Spirit has to say. What the universe has in tell for you. What your ancestors want you to work on. What your inner child wants you to hear. Inner teenager wants to scream out. What we have, Spirit, speak out. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. What we have, Spirit. Pregnancy. We have fact checked. Okay, what else do we have, Spirit, for the collective before I close it out? These are final messages. We got deep, intimate connection, something to celebrate. Drop the facade. All right, anything else, Spirit, before I wrap it up and close it out? I knew it. Fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into that. Alrighty. So we have pregnancy. It can be an actual pregnancy, an actual physical pregnancy, or it can be the pregnancy of an idea. Pregnancy of a business plan popping off. It can be a pregnancy of pregnancy is about being pregnant, being in the birth of creation of something, right? It means it's in its gestation period. It's in its little semiotic cycle, little fluid and everything. It's in there, right? So pregnancy. So be ready for downloads. Be ready for more information. Be ready for a plan starting. Be ready for the accumulation. Be ready for that seed to start budding. Right, because now it's getting to that point where it's there, right? This is the number 4 card, which means this is about family, foundation, growth of that, expansion of that, right? Whether that means an actual physical pregnancy, or again, maybe in a business idea, maybe a new creative outlet, maybe a new way of expressing yourself to heal, whatever it is, it's a pregnancy event, okay? we have communication coming in. This can be communication about a plan that you had, about an idea that was supposed to happen, whatever it is. Communication is coming in. Communication means that it can be from your ancestors, from a dream, from when you're meditating, from somebody just says something, you're watching a video on YouTube, or you're scrolling on the tick of the talk, or you're like, whatever it is, communication is coming in. It means that you are ready to receive this message, which is going to help you with your pregnancy. It's going to be like your prenatal vitamins, this communication. It's going to help you forward. It's going to provide more clarity, more reassurance, more stability, a stronger foundation of what's going to happen for you, and you're going to be more secure. You're like, yeah, I'm ready. Oh, that felt good. Okay, so the communication is coming in. We have something to celebrate, which makes sense because if a pregnancy is coming in, that's going to be something to celebrate. I don't want to say that, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so this is going to be something to celebrate, something you are happy with, something that your heart and your emotions and your feelings are really ready for. It is something that you are providing a sense of just like a glow, right? A pregnancy glow. You're just happy. You're just seeing it. It's just like a spark of inspiration continuously, and that develops to those around you. It's a party. It's a jubilation. Hallelujah. Okay? The next one that we have is deep, intimate connection, which is 222, which is about your mindset and how you're thinking, how you're feeling, putting that out there, putting that energy out there, how you are operating. I'm thinking this, careful of how you're thinking because that can be the outcome, right? Because that's how you start operating. So this deep, intimate connection with whomever is coming in, you want to make sure that you're thinking in the highest regard, like they're not here to be careless with me, use me, distraction from the paint, whatever it is. It's an actual deep, intimate connection. So you want to think about it in the way for your highest good, of your highest benefit, of a great experience, of a wonderful time. So 222, okay? We have drop the facade, which means don't lie. Be open, be honest, be truthful. That is how it's going to actually be deep and intimate. It is hard to be intimate with something that is fake. It is hard to get really in there. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. It just really doesn't make sense. It's like trying to take a shower, but you're using the Barbie shower. There's no water coming out of there. It's not real. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to those around you, and we're all catching on to the smell. So drop a facade of lying, because that is an actual smell of the soul. It starts to stink. It starts to get rotten because it can't grow in that ground, and things start to fester and it gets bad. So drop a facade. Start getting deep and intimate with yourself and with others. With boundaries, of course. Don't be a fool, okay? The reason why I said I knew I was right is because we got daddy issues. What did I say? We got daddy issues. Daddy issues. It is alone yet, whether your father was there, whether he was not. Daddy issues is something that can lead to conflicts within your relationships. So you want to make sure that you are fact checking. Am I feeling this because of what I experienced with my dad and what's going on that way? Or am I experiencing this because of what actually happened in reality? So it's a means of actually understanding and recognizing yourself and who you are, right? And sometimes it is just your insecurities. Sometimes it's not even the daddy issues you had. It's just the insecurities that you have from life just growing up, from what you heard, from what you experienced, from what you placed upon yourself, whatever it is. But you want to make sure that you are fact checking that, because insecurities is just something that you're not secure within. It can be you're not secure in how you dress, how you talk, how you speak. You're not secure in the relationship. You're not secure out of a relationship. You're not secure in your body. You're not secure in your home. You're not secure in your job. Your insecurities are showing, and it starts to falter out in that way of you not feeling like you can trust yourself. You can rely on yourself, right? And lead yourself to a path, and that you have already led yourself on a path that is for your highest good. With daddy issues, you want to make sure if they weren't there, are you finding people that aren't there emotionally or physically, that they're always ready to leave? If they were there, were they emotionally intelligent and present when you express your emotions? Were they like, oh, this is what it is, or was it just, all right, that stoicness? You just take that into account and then fact check with that with the reality of the relationship that's actually happening, okay? So that has been the message. That has been the story that I have told for you, for your soul. Okay, But I hope that you guys enjoyed. My mouth is dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and call off. I hope that you guys enjoyed this my little Instagrammy Grammy Insters. And yeah, until next time, I love you, but love yourselves more. Okay.